This Black Friday, run to your nearest Fiverr store and unwrap incredible savings. Get up to 50% off custom designs, marketing packages, and so much more. From professional voiceovers to business branding, Fiverr's got the perfect solution for every project on your list. Visit a Fiverr store today where creativity meets holiday cheer. Sale ends soon.
Welcome back to Day 1 Voiceover. As you can tell, we're going to do a Fiverr follow-up today. Now, before anyone asks, there are no physical brick and mortar locations of any Fiverr stores anywhere. I was just trying to have a little fun with that. But it does give a little preview as to what it is that we're going to talk about today. So if you've been following my channel, or if you found my channel through a previous Fiverr video that I have, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you for finding my channel through that video. That video's gotten a lot of traction, unusual amount of traction for my small channel. And it's great, I really appreciate that. But I figured it's time to give a little bit of an update because it's not been all that great since then. So that video talked a lot about my immediate success with Fiverr, and it talked about all the effort I put into getting Fiverr started. And I went through Ridgeback Productions. I had that really great meeting with him, and I set up my profile really well. It was nice and polished. And if you watch that video, or if you recall from that video, I literally got a job the day I completed my profile. I had set it up with just a little bit of information initially, but when I finally got around to completing it through Ridgeback Productions' help, I immediately got a job within hours, which was incredible. And then I got a second job, which I mentioned in a follow-up, another video after that. I got a second job, which was even bigger than the first, because the first one was only 20 bucks, but it was a cool way to get your feet wet. The second one was a bit bigger. It was for the Dole Corporation, for kind of like an e-learning explainer internal company video. And that was a cool experience also. But quite honestly, since then, I have had zero success with Fiverr. Now, there's a couple of things I might factor into that. One of those being a big one, and it's my fault. And I'll go into that in a moment. But one thing that I've learned as I've started this voiceover career is that I started it during the worst possible time of year. Apparently, summer is a terrible time for voiceover work. Now, if you're established and you've been in the business for a while, you stay busy. It's really not going to affect you that much. But for anyone that's new, or maybe within the first handful of years of the business really dips in the summertime. So of course, on a platform like Fiverr, it's probably going to be even more amplified because there's so much competition on there. Now, the other factor that is 100% my fault is that Fiverr gives you multiple gigs, what they call gigs, to make available for people to find you. And gigs are basically a publicly available profile that's geared towards whatever service it is you're trying to sell. Not just necessarily voiceover, but it could be commercial voiceover is for one gig, maybe a separate language for another gig, something along those lines. Well, if you recall, I don't really have much work to put into a gig in the first place. And I really had to stretch myself thin in order to make even a single gig and make it nice and polished and put some work into it so that I got noticed. Unfortunately, that early success was really the only success that I've seen. And that's been really disheartening because while I get it, I know it's a slow time of year, but I didn't expect absolutely nothing. Crickets, tumbleweeds. Now, it's not that I haven't gotten any communication. I have received a handful of AI requests where people want to just simply record your voice for a small fee, and then they make an AI voice out of it and use it perpetually forever. If you're ever considering doing that, please don't. Fiverr already is a platform where you're kind of putting yourself out there for pennies on the dollar of what you should be getting paid. And there's already some controversy behind it. I'm doing it simply because I just want the practice and the exposure. But to then get paid absolutely junk to have your voice reproduced to be used for whatever it is they want forever is about the worst idea you can possibly do in voiceover. So if you're getting started or if you're about to jump in and you get requests like that, decline them immediately. At least that's my opinion based off of the feedback I've gotten within the industry as I try to learn it. Now, there are other ways to really get some practice under your belt. Websites like voices.com and voice123, where you audition on a daily basis. You browse through the site, you see what jobs they're auditioning for, grab the audition, do a recording, and send it. And that would be great. That's a great way to practice as well and keep your voice going, keep your skills up, which I definitely need to do. So I have gotten a handful of those messages, and coincidentally enough, as I got the idea to make this video, I got back-to-back messages on back-to-back days for YouTube channels wanting me to voice over their YouTube channels. One of them is a sports-related channel. Another one is what they called a luxury-related channel. And it's basically just talking about the rich people in the world and the things that they have, which is great. I think that would be a cool experience. Turns out there's a lot of people in the industry that got their feet wet with that as well. It's a quick and easy way to jump in, get some practice going, and put yourself out there. But in the case of these YouTube videos, I figured it's probably going to be the same thing, about the same practice. This way I'll have actual scripts. The end product is something I'll be able to share with people, potential clients in the future, maybe put together another reel out of it. And in the meantime, you also get paid. Now, when I say get paid, I should put that in quotations, paid, because a single 10-minute voiceover for someone that's established could be hundreds of dollars, depending on how it's going to be used or what it's going to be used for and for how long. Whereas these YouTube channels might pay you maybe between $15 and $20 a video, which is by no means in any stretch worth it for the amount of time that's going to be involved. So it's a sacrifice for sure, but one that I think, me personally, in my position, investing all this time and effort into this and seeing no work from it for months now, that it's at least worth a shot so that I can see what comes of it. If I do accept one of these jobs, it's certainly not something I anticipate doing on a regular basis, or maybe even ever again, but I would like the experience and see how it goes. Plus, it leaves you with something that you can put together and show people down the road. But that's really the extent of the communications that I've gotten on Fiverr so far. So from that regard, yeah, it's definitely a thumbs down, which is disappointing because I had been so excited based on that last video. Now, doesn't mean all hope is lost, because I did mention those gigs, and I only have one active gig of the 4 available that I could put out there. But again, I really didn't know what to put out there. Maybe I could have made an entire Spanish-based gig, but I really don't know how to put together an entire demo reel, not quite yet anyways, so that I can make an entire gig out of it. And my wife came up with a really great idea that actually jives with a lot of the information that I've been seeing from some of the online coaches in VoiceOver. With the holiday seasons being right around the corner, it's currently the middle of August, 2024. With the holiday season coming around the corner, you're going to get a lot of these retailers that want commercials for all their upcoming sales, Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving sales. And maybe it's a good idea, I thought, to put together a reel and make an entire gig out of it, talking solely about those types of commercials. And so what I want to do for this video is I'm going to put together a script real quick. I'm going to use a combination of ChatGPT and actual online commercials that I can find, and put something together, record it real quick, and see how it comes out. If I like the end result, I'll continue on after this video and put together an entire reel, maybe show you what the end result is like on my next video, and make a Fiverr gig out of it. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and open up the iPad, get a couple of scripts going, jump into the studio, and put something together real quick. All right, so here we are in the studio. I've already gone through ChatGPT, did a quick search for, give me a script for a holiday craft store commercial. And I went online, I checked YouTube, and I reviewed some older commercials just to kind of get an idea of what it is that I'll be recording. And so I have a script here ready on my phone that I'm going to read. Now this is a little bit outside of my comfort level because This is kind of an upbeat thing. My voice doesn't necessarily lend itself well to the super upbeat stuff, at least in my head. But we'll see how it turns out. Maybe I'll do more than a couple of takes on this. All right, so let's see how this goes. This holiday season, craft your joy at Crafted Treasures. Our biggest sale of the year is here. Save up to 50% on all your favorite supplies, yarn, fabric, ornaments, and more. Hurry in, the holiday magic won't last long. Okay. I'm going to try that again. Maybe try and over-exaggerate the emotion. That didn't sound all that great. Let's give this another shot. This holiday season, craft your joy at Crafted Treasures. I didn't sound like I enunciated well enough there, so let me try that again. This holiday season, craft your joy at Crafted Treasures. I'm going to emphasize Crafted Treasures a little more. This holiday season, craft your joy at Crafted Treasures. Our biggest sale of the year is here. Save up to 50% on all your supplies. Save up to 50% on your favorite supplies, yarn, fabric, ornaments, and more. Hurry in. Hurry in, the holiday magic won't last long. Okay, so that's my idea. That's what I want to put together. If I put that down with some music, and I'll probably do that here before I go back and finish the video just to see what it sounds like, what the end result sounds like. And if I like it, I'll continue on and I'll put an entire reel together and see how that works out. So let's head back to the room and see how this turns out. All right, so I came to the computer, I uploaded the file, I added some music to it, I did the basic normalization compression treatment to the audio sample, and this is what it sounds like.
This holiday season, craft your joy at Crafted Treasures. Our biggest sale of the year is here. Save up to 50% on your favorite supplies, yarn, fabric, ornaments, and more. Hurry in, the holiday magic won't last long.
All right. I've never had to hire for a commercial like that. I don't know if that's good or not. It sounds close to what you hear on the radio sometimes and on TV. So I don't know if I'm going to use that one for my final demo reel, but it's a good start. And, you know, again, going back to the topic of Fiverr, this is me doing everything I can to make it work, right? This is me stumbling through the process to find what works for me. It was always my fault coming into this that I hadn't filled up all of my available gigs, and that lowers my visibility on the site. I understand that. But to get nothing for 2 months has been really frustrating. So I'm throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I'll put together a gig with this holiday stuff. You're welcome to try as well if there's anyone in the position where you might want to do that. And tell me what your experience is. Or if you have another idea on what I can use one of my other gigs for, I'm all ears. I mentioned that I feel really stretched out just trying to come up with something for my first gig that I don't feel like I have enough content for 2, 3, and 4 gigs. So this will be my first shot at expanding that. And we'll see how it goes. What I am going to do, and I'll address in a future video, is I am going to try the paid play sites, the voices.com, the Voice123. And much like Fiverr, depending on who you listen to online, some will say it's a great place to get work. Some will say run as far away as fast as you can from those sites. I really don't know what direction to take. All I know is that it could be good practice for now. It helps me keep speaking and keep recording and keep those skills running because I don't know what other direction to take. I'm not quite ready yet to start direct marketing to some of the ad agencies and things like that and talent agents. I'm not there yet. I'm really not. So I need to just practice as much as I can. If I can get a few things out of Fiverr and make some money off of it, great. If all the regular auditioning that I'll get out of the pay-to-play sites helps my skill set grow, fantastic. I'm just trying to find what works for me. But with that in mind, as always, I appreciate you sticking to the end. Like, subscribe, all the fun YouTube stuff. But more than anything, leave me some comments. That's such a blast to communicate with you guys all over the world. That's been such a great surprise to making these videos. But we'll see how this goes. I'll keep you guys updated, and if I can put together a completed demo reel by the time my next video comes around, I'll share it with you guys. But until then, we'll talk soon.